So in the world of streaming nowadays, it seems like the only thing people care about is views. The creators care about their view counts, which leads to competition, and the viewers care about view counts too, which leads to a lot of comparison.
When I was #1 on Twitch, and it wasn't about numbers, and it wasn't about competition, guys. It was about having fun, it was about involving people. It was about bringing people together and doing it together, right? I wish you could go back to that, but streaming is just not how it was, okay? Streaming is not how it was. It's competition now. It's numbers. Why y'all don't do y'all subathon same time as Kai, since y'all shit just so turned?
That's why the love show is from the 23rd to the 30th. I already knew when it was coming. I already knew. I'm cool, bro. I ain't trying to lose no money.
That's the unfortunate world of streaming today, where a streamer isn't defined by the level of content they make. Instead, everything is dependent on their view count. And this has led to a bunch of inflated and artificial numbers being put out all around the streaming world, which is also known as view botting.
So stop view botting. Everybody in the streaming industry, stop view botting, bro. Like I'm talking to y'all, the streamers. Y'all know who I'm talking to too, bro. Stop trying to make yourselves seem bigger than what y'all is, bro. Just work for that shit, gang.
This is something that a lot of streamers have been doing for years now, apparently even streamers that we wouldn't even expect, and it seems like for some of them the view botting is finally starting to catch up after XQC recently exposed a few streamers. So how exactly did this entire view botting thing start? When did it happen? And who did XQC expose? Well, that's probably what you're here to figure out. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the Trap House with the biggest trapper, and while you're at it, don't forget to click that very first link down below in my description to join my Discord server and become an official member of the community. Now with all of that being said, let's get into how XQC just exposed streamers for view botting. Okay, so to start, we all know that viewership is an extremely important part of content creation. It's how creators make money, it's how they grow, it's basically how content creation goes from a hobby to a career. And over the years, the industry has begun growing so much that we're seeing new creators come out of literally nowhere and pull thousands of viewers from what literally seems to be overnight. And for some, this quote-unquote overnight success story is actually the result of months or even years worth of grinding, and for others, it may literally just be the click of a few buttons. We don't know exactly how long this has been going on over the years, but if I had to guess, I would say this all started somewhere around or after the Aiden Ross era. You see, prior to the Aiden era, the biggest streamer the world has ever seen was Ninja, which made sense because he was the most popular streamer playing the most popular game in the world, so him gaining all of the popularity he had at the time obviously made a lot of sense. This was kinda the golden age of streaming, where a lot of creators started blowing up simply because they were good at Fortnite, and if they were even a little bit funny or entertaining, then of course it was also a boost. But you see, this will all begin to change around the time the Aiden Ross era started on Twitch. You see, all of Aiden's success when he started was 100% legit, but he eventually made streaming so mainstream that more and more eyes from all over the world started to become more tuned in with the streaming universe. And then of course, streamers like Kai would come along and continue to build on top of this foundation, and of course we all know that Kai will become a superstar in his own right, breaking every subscriber and viewership record there was to break. So this is the era where viewership for streamers really started to skyrocket. Like, there was a time where if you averaged 10 to 20,000 viewers on Twitch, that you were literally at the top of the platform, known as one of the biggest streamers in the world. And granted, if you average those numbers now, you're still in the top 1%.
Glitz, I don't know why you say this so negatively about yourself. You didn't fall off. The game fell off. I hope you know that. This is amazing. I don't know. You know what also pisses me off? When did this transition on the internet that this many viewers is bad? I want to know when people thought having above 10K viewers was bad.
The problem now is we're starting to see a lot of creators pull these numbers very easily, and at first nobody really thought much of it until like late 2023. You see, in 2023, this is where multiple streaming platforms and streaming deals started becoming a real thing. Now of course there was always competitive platforms, but there was never any real threat to a platform like Twitch until companies like Kick started coming along, signing all of these big streamers to very large contracts. And when some of these streamers would begin signing to these alternate platforms, that's when the topic of view botting really became a discussion. We've seen streamers who weren't that big on Twitch or really any other social media platforms switch over to Kick and suddenly pull numbers they've never pulled before. And this seemed to be an almost instant thing, like literally off of the noti, people were pulling 20,000 viewers that maybe averaged 1 or 2,000 on Twitch. And the main person who was getting accused of this at the time was Neon. And yes, I know he's a lot bigger streamer now. A lot of his his numbers now may be organic, but there was literally a time on Kick like a few months after he signed with the platform where he could spark a stream and pull over 60,000 viewers just off the noti. And he continued pulling these insane numbers up until more and more people began calling him out on it, and then we would gradually start seeing these numbers drop until they became a bit more realistic.
Bro, Neon got 120K right now. That shit, yo, he's him. Bro.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Like how he get 120, but I was just making some conspiracies. It's not proven. It's just accusations.
I'll be honest, bro. Guys, the reason why I don't call for what it is because I don't know if Neon's directly doing himself.
Does it like carry on to other platforms? Like, how is his numbers on like Instagram or?
Has he ever gone? Yeah, facts. Has he ever gone live on IG?
Dude, Neon is the biggest cheating view botter in human history, man. I mean, guys, I'm telling you, there's nobody even close to the level of cheating this guy has done. It's monumental.
There's no way he gets 100,000 viewers. There's no way he gets that. Like he has content sometimes, but it's not 100,000.
100,000 viewers is like your Travis Scott or something.
Yeah, it's not 100K viewer content. Like there's no way he doesn't view bot.
Now, he wasn't the only Kick streamer getting accused of this. It was really the entire platform. We've seen streamers like Jack Doherty get accused and many others. Even Ada Ross got view botting allegations at some point, but that's not to say that every single Kick streamer on the platform was view botting, because we've seen streamers with strong communities come to Kick and do great, like Aiden, of course, or streamers like Your Rage, who we're going to talk about a bit later. When he came over to Kick, he averaged around the same amount of views we've seen him get on Twitch, or even Bruce Drop Him Off, who's one of my favorite streamers of all time. He was one of the biggest streamers on Twitch at the time that he signed with Kick, and when he came over to Kick, he would average even less viewers than he did on Twitch, which I feel like is a pretty realistic thing, because of course there isn't a bigger audience on Kick than there is on Twitch. So eventually, all of these allegations will begin to get so bad for Kick streamers that they began accusing a few Twitch streamers of view botting as well. They would claim that Twitch was actually the main platform that had the bots instead of Kick.
And I'm under the impression, confidently, that in the top 100, at least 90 out of 100 are not only blatantly view botting, but we're talking massively view botting. Because you can't tell at that point, right?
Trainwreck was right. He was telling us and we didn't listen. He's been saying this shit for years. All the streamers are view botting.
Now at first, people didn't think much of these claims. It kind of just sounded like all of these Kick streamers were trying to hate on another platform, and eventually all of these talks would start dying down a little bit. People would just let these streamers be, whether they were view botting or not. No one really cared as much, but that ended up changing when XQC would start accusing the Clover Boys of view botting after Casanat bought them a house, and they all began pulling some crazy numbers.
This guy might be the GOAT. Like it. He's just doing it better. 1K, next day 800, next day 8K, next day 60K. That's the GOAT. I mean, then they have 20, 20, 20, 30, 20. That's the absolute GOAT of streaming. I mean, we've been doing it all wrong for like a whole decade, and we're fucking stupid. They're all view botters. I don't give a fuck saying anybody these days. I'm not like from a 1K Andy to 20K Andy overnight. Like bro, I mean, I've been here before. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, this shit's fucking bought up the wazoo.
Yeah, is XQC a hater?
After this, it seemed like view counts just continued rising on Twitch, not just for the Clover Boys, but for a lot of streamers on the platform. We started seeing people come from all over social media, starting streaming careers, pulling thousands, if not tens of thousands of viewers. And that's something that's always been a bit abnormal and would cause people to look deeper into this whole view botting thing. In fact, I guess it would even begin catching the attention of Twitch, because this would all lead to the platform themselves announcing a new system that was meant to crack down on bots. And since then, a lot of social media and streamers have been sent into a frenzy. For example, Casanat just so happened to take a break in order to prepare for his Mafia-thon 3, and there's actually people on the internet who believe that this break has something to do with the new view botting system. And I'll just say that even if Kai was view botting, there would never actually be a way to prove it, because his chat moves faster than the speed of light, and he also has a subscriber count to back it up. So it's clear that this whole anti-view botting software is really striking some fear in a few streamers, but there's also others that really don't seem to care at all. And unfortunately, that's now leading to them getting hit with allegations as well. You see XQC today, XQC, who seems to be the view count police, would take to the timeline and start calling out some streamers who seemingly had a drop in viewership since August 21st, which is the day that the new Twitch system took effect. He posted various screenshots of different streamer charts, but the first chart he posted was a streamer who had seemingly dropped over 10 to 15,000 average viewers within the 3-day span, and fans would quickly figure out that this chart belonged to the one and only Your Rage.
Let's see if I can find Your Rage Gaming. Let's see how Your Rage Gaming is. Not a good day to be Your Rage Gaming. Definitely not. Absolutely not.
And of course, Your Rage will even return back to streaming today to not only defend his own name against the view botting allegations, but to also mention that there's another streamer who averages about 30 to 40,000 viewers that's been view botting as well.
And then I see a clip later of XQC literally saying that same shit, like, oh, there's actually been a few times where like new APIs get rolled out and I got the short end of the stick. I got hit with glitches. I was fucking limit rated. I was ghosted. You couldn't search my name. My viewers were low. So there's a history of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of streams that I've had since 2017. 2 abnormalities, and I'm getting attacked on every like the amount of DMs, messages on everywhere, comments under my shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just living life, and I woke up to hate. I was trying to figure out what the fuck going on. I'm speaking of, I can't say names, but there's literally a streamer right now that literally told me, I'm not gonna say his name because he can come out and say it when he wants to say it. He's probably gonna say it soon, that he's being botted, yet he didn't get hit. He's a top streamer that has been being botted for months, and he's not hit, and I'm getting hated on. That body probably live right now with 30,000 in there right now.
Now, for the record, I like Rage a lot. I don't think he's view botting at all. The entire YRG is a very strong community, and usually people that have real tight-knit communities don't have the view botting. But XQC did go on to acknowledge that some streamers may not even be aware that this is taking place on their channel, stating that the botting may have been done by some of the organizations that streamers are a part of, maybe it's their management team, or maybe even there's some fan doing it. The point is, if there's a streamer that gets hit with view botting allegations, it's a high chance that it's not even them that's really doing the view botting, and even streamers like Stable Ronaldo, who's in FaZe alongside Your Rage, would admit to former management teams trying to inflate his numbers artificially in order to land a large deal with Stake or Kick.
It's were a thing for years, by the way. For people who think that there isn't bots for years, I've had old management, yes, old management that people don't even know about, who are like, yo, Ron, if you go to Kick right now, we will bot your numbers on Twitch so you can get a stake deal, so that when you go to Kick, we'll also bot your numbers and we get a %. That's what I was told. I'm exposing it right now.
But eventually, even after all of this, XQC, the Twitch police's rant, didn't end there at all. He continued going on and on about streamers and view botting, and he'd even post more charts of other streamers' numbers. And one of the streamers whose chart he posted was apparently a small VTuber who was averaging thousands of viewers, but during the actual streams, the creator gained little to no followers, all while maintaining thousands of views. But after XQC posted these charts, a fan would come to the streamer's defense, alleging that the streamer did have on some drops during the stream, which is why people were actually watching but not actually following. And of course, XQC would quickly debunk that entire thing, stating that this has been going on for a little over 2 years, going all the way back to 2023. So with all of this exposing going on, it even had streamers like Lacey beginning to panic and wondering if his viewership has been real from the start. This would come after Lacey began seeing a significant drop in his viewers after this whole patch or update, whatever you want to call it, rolled out.
Like, I'm struggling in my head to see, like, because these big production streams I've done, like Love is in the Ear and Fat Camp and this and that, I don't know if that has actually been successful events anymore. I don't know if people actually enjoy Fat Camp in my community.
Now, in Lacey's defense, there is some people that's claiming Twitch is just broken right now, not showing people's actual view counts. Lacey even stated that he didn't understand why his view count was so low, because there's been time where he's had more chatters in the stream that his view count would actually read. So it seems that this entire view botting epidemic may or may not be a real thing. Perhaps none of these streamers are actually view botting and XQC just began reaching for no reason, accusing people of these things, or maybe it actually is a real thing that's been happening for quite some time now. And there's like a lot of indirect consequences that stemming from all of these streamers of view botting. I mean, just imagine the brand deals who are paying these streamers a lot of money in order to promote something, and then they don't even make that back on their investment simply because these aren't real people watching the streams. Or not to mention how much it hurts the smaller streamers who actually aren't view botting, because they're the ones who are constantly getting overlooked from these big opportunities due to companies thinking that they're not really big streamers even though they have actual people watching them. So with all of that being said, I'm happy that Twitch integrated this new system. It'll be good to see some real feeling come back to Twitch where the content actually matters and people aren't just so hung up on how many viewers someone has. But that's just my personal opinion. As you guys know, the only opinion that I really care about is y'all's opinion. So with that being said, be sure to comment down below and let me know, what do you think about this entire situation? Do you think that streamers are actually view botting? Who do you think is view botting? Why do you think they're view botting? Be sure to let me know down below. I personally think that XQC just be hating a little bit, but anyways, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and join me on my journey to 20,000 subscribers. We're knocking on the door, man. I genuinely appreciate y'all so much. With that being said, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, be sure to give me a thumbs down. Any feedback is good feedback to me. And as always, I appreciate all of the love and support. And I'll catch you boys and girls in the next banger, man.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.